Hello viewers, may the peace and blessings of Almighty Lord be upon each one of us. We often look November 14th as Children's Day, but we forget that it is also the birthday of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. We remember him on November 14th as the person who loved children, but not as the creator or the founder of modern India. What were his contributions to modern India? Why his name is tarnished so badly by the ruling party so oftenly? What political gains do they get by tarnishing the image that Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru has in the minds of billions of Indians? Why the narrative of Nehru versus Patel is so common? Let us look into a very small biography of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru today. Born on 14 November 1889 to Motilal Nehru, he was destined to be one of the greatest leaders in world history. He went to the best schools and later he even went to Cambridge University to obtain his law degree. After returning to India with the ideas of nationalism and socialism, he started to practice law. Highly influenced by the non-violent protests carried out by Gandhiji, he joined the freedom struggle. He and his father, Motilal Nehru, quit the Western lifestyle that they were living at that moment and started to wear khadi. The historians even say that his skin would get bruises because of the khadi that he used to wear, because he was not used to this. But for the cause of freedom, he was even ready to go to this step. He actively took part in the non-cooperation movement during 1920-22. For the first time, he was arrested during this movement and later he was released like many other leaders. In 1929, Nehru was elected as the president of Indian National Congress for the very first time. At this time, the whole of India was asking for Purna Swaraj. Nehru gave answers to the call of millions of Indians, and on 26 January 1930, for the first time in Indian history, the tricolor was hoisted at the banks of River Ravi. This was indeed history, and this is the reason why we celebrate 26 January as our Republic Day. In 1942, Nehru, along with Gandhiji, gave call for Quit India movement. As soon as the call for Quit India movement was given, all the major leaders, including Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, were arrested by the Britishers. But this did not dent them. They wanted independence and were ready to go through any kind of punishments or tortures to get the independence for India or their motherland. After independence, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was elected as the first Prime Minister of independent India. He had a great responsibility on his shoulders. Indeed, he was very much successful in completing all his responsibilities. He laid down the foundation for modern India. He had excellent relationships with many of the foreign countries. His contributions to India in the education field like IITs and many other medical colleges are still helpful, and we can see that these are the pillars of India today. But what is Nehru's greatest contribution to India? The greatest contribution of Nehru to India is its democracy. Yes, the democracy in which we live today. In 1947, two new countries were formed, India and Pakistan. Pakistan has faced many military coups till date, but India has not faced even one military coup thanks to the democracy that Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru has built. In 1937, during the elections, an article was published in one of the very famous newspapers of that time. The article was a direct attack on Nehru, and the anonymous writer goes on to say that India does not want another Caesar, and it was a direct attack on Nehru and the character and the tremendous effect that his rallies were able to have on the people of India at that time. Years later, it was known that the anonymous writer of this article was none other than Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. The reason he wrote this article was that no leader is greater than this country and the institutions of this country. When one of the American journalists asked Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, "What is your legacy to India?" his answer was very simple: 330 million Indians who can govern themselves. This was the answer that Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru gave to that American journalist, and indeed it is true. India can govern themselves today because we had leaders like Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Another contribution of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru to India are the books that he has written. The three major books which he has written: Discovery of India, which looks into the history of India from ancient period to the modern freedom struggle. And another contribution of him is the Glimpses of World History, which goes on giving glimpses of the history around the world. And another contribution is his autobiography, Nehru, an autobiography. All the three books are a must read for all the youths of this country.
Coming to the end of this very small biography of the first Prime Minister of independent India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, all I have to say is the attempt to tarnish the image of such great leaders of India should not be allowed. We, as the youth of this country, should stand firm against such attacks on our history. History is not something which can be tarnished very easily, but the ruling party and its allies have continuously tried to tarnish the image of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, hoping that we will be able to create an India that was dreamt by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and many other leaders. I would like to end this very small talk of mine